This time around, instead of an old-fashioned roundup of the best tech we've had this year, we thought of doing things a little differently at Mashable India. We figured that the best way to round the year up is to talk about the features in tech that we liked most. To begin with, the one thing that caught our attention the most was high refresh rate displays coming to budget phones. But 2020 has been a year where smartphone companies have tried to make high refresh rate displays more affordable, a trend that's slowly but steadily becoming the norm for phones under 20,000 rupees. Look, I get it. Most people looking for a do-it-all budget phone won't typically care about a thing like extra frames while browsing. But the reason why I'm definitely excited is because users are finally beginning to see and understand the difference between a standard 60Hz display and one with a 90Hz or 120Hz panel. And they're getting a taste of it without burning away all their savings. To put things into perspective, 2019 had just 12 phones with a refresh rate higher than 60Hz. 2020 saw that number increase to 74. So yeah, you get the point. Now the other trend that I really liked in 2020 was phones getting bigger batteries. Now battery life remains a major consideration when you're buying a phone. Well, this year, smartphone makers haven't shied away from increasing a few millimeters in thickness and chucking in big battery units inside. This has been particularly nice on pricier phones, which always did have a tendency of featuring rather small battery units. Meanwhile, budget phones have been pushing the envelope beyond the 6000 mAh mark, and even offering the ability to charge other devices too. The other thing that I'm really grateful to 2020 for is that thankfully, small phones aren't obsolete. It's nearly impossible to find a truly small phone today, as phones at all price points just get bigger and bigger. But the iPhone 12 mini is properly small, one of the smallest phones you can get today, with a 5.4-inch display surrounded by minuscule bezels. Don't want to spend top dollar on a small phone or just don't like iOS? Well, then the Google Pixel 4a is probably your best choice. The next thing on our list is probably something that you must not have paid much attention to, and that is the ecosystem draw. We saw this trend set afoot by Xiaomi a couple of years back, and 2020 seen brands like Realme and OnePlus cash in too. For these handful of brands who've already made a splash in the smartphone space, it's now all about expanding their product portfolios and launching affordable stuff like smartwatches, air purifiers, Bluetooth earphones, smart TVs, and even smart lamps. The other thing that we've been really happy about in this new work from home normal is truly wireless earphones becoming more affordable. The sub 10,000 price bracket is now flooded with options, and there's a lot to consider before you make a purchase decision. Things have gotten messy, but a year ago there were very few brands that offered the convenience of a truly wireless earphone on a tight budget. Now we are in 2020, right? So things couldn't have been all positive. So for better or worse, we ought to talk about a couple of trends that made absolutely no sense to us. My first complaint, why do we have so many lenses on phones? From a marketing standpoint, I understand why this may not translate well to the average smartphone consumer who typically subscribes to the more the merrier point of view. But let's be honest, multiple lenses don't necessarily lead to better photos. An annoying trend that a handful of brands have taken to in 2020 is the inclusion of a dedicated macro lens, which do little to nothing in terms of adding versatility. So can we please do away with all the gimmicks and focus on the basics here? The other major complaint I've had for this year is why can't we still get better foldable phones? The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2 is one of the few foldable smartphones on the market with glowing reviews for its massive 120Hz screens, spacious cover display, and impressive tablet mode. Many praised the Surface Duo for its innovative hardware and book-like design, but were critical about its buggy UI. Motorola, on the other hand, seemed to be riding on hope that it would attract a nostalgia-drunk audience that would overlook its overpriced, underpowered, and underwhelming device. To be clear, I don't want to see fewer foldables. In fact, in my personal opinion, dual screen displays and flippy foldables are one of the best smartphone trends of 2020. However, I want to see fewer flawed foldables. Some smartphone makers, Motorola, seem to have tunnel vision of creating bendy form factors while neglecting quality features that make a phone worth purchasing. Other foldable projects, such as the Surface Duo, seemed rushed to meet deadlines as opposed to ensuring that final production modules are consumer ready. Phew, enough with the rant. Now, that's all that we could come up with today. But if you have any trends that you would like to throw at us, let us know in the comment section below. For now, that's all from us. This is Shomik, signing off for Mashable India.